Welcome, welcome. My name is James W. Falcon, and I wanted to take a moment to acquaint you with the Global Pathways Coaching Journal news. This is the pilot episode, the pilot segment. So I want to take a moment to acquaint you with this, the purpose of this news segment, and really help you to understand what, why, and some other aspects of what Global Pathways Coaching Journal is all about. So, my name is James W. Falcon, and I am the founder of a unique helps network that's called Encouragement is Key. When I founded it in 2010, I had two projects, two encouragement-based projects. One was for men, and it provided encouragement specifically for men. And the other aspect was general encouragement, posts and things I did on social media, just things to people in general. Over time, I started to do more and more internet-based things. There was a internet radio program I did for a number of months, maybe almost a year or so. There are two YouTube channels. Global Pathways is a journal. It is the third journal project in the pantheon of things as it relates to the Encouragement is Key network. Since 2010, the Encouragement is Key network has ballooned from the two projects to 21, of which my coaching practice, Global Pathways Coaching Journal, and this news segment are all projects under the umbrella of the Encouragement is Key network. And I'm very proud about those works and about the reach that we have and the people we've been able to touch. So Global Pathways Coaching Journal was founded in 2023. In 2023, what happened was I had launched my coaching practice a few years prior, and some amazing things happened. My coaching practice was launched because I had this idea of producing some affirmation cards. I had a set of 30 and a set of 7 that I could give to clients. And so I moved from producing just and only those affirmation cards to actually doing life coaching. And so I went from life coaching and I started paying attention to some trends happening. And I looked online after being contacted by a number of individuals right after the pandemic was declared and got off and running. And I was getting a lot of requests from people who wanted help to save their relationships and their marriages. So then I started researching and doing a bunch of digging online, and I discovered that the pandemic had put so much pressure on relationships that divorce rates and relationship breakup rates were through the roof. And so many people were in need of relationship coaching and couples counseling. And so as a coach, I stepped right into the mix and started affording those services. So I went from cards to life coaching to relationship coaching. So then as things began to develop, at this point in the timeline, we're in 2021 spring, somewhere in there, my practice, my coaching practice takes off. I go from 0 clients to about 80 in a very short period of time because of a special process I was using with my pricing. Now, it backfired, and I didn't make the kind of money I could have made, of course, in hindsight, but I acquired the experiences. I was able to help a lot of people, and I gained the credit of the growth. And I'm really excited about that and still proud of that fact. And I say that humbly to this day. So while I'm doing relationship coaching and life coaching, I had done away with the cards at that point. I'm only doing cards to give to individual clients to reinforce the things we're talking about. But I had stopped selling them. They were just being afforded on an individual client-to-client basis. So while I'm doing all of these things, I start to get a number of requests from people who wanted support to help them brush up on interview skills, to help them update their resumes. These were people looking for jobs. So I get back out on the internet and I start doing some digging, and I find that we were in the throes of the Great Resignation, where 4 million Americans just simply walked off of their jobs. And so these people displaced now voluntarily were looking for help to either get back into the workforce or to do something different. So they reached out to me. So then I added business and career coaching to my practice. So then, as I'm researching online at this time, the next situation was not prompted by anything. I'm just out on the internet doing some research, seeing what's happening. And I come across a few blogs and a few sites and postings that told me at the time, now this would be spring, summer of 2021 at this time in the timeline. And I'm starting to see that for the first time in American history, there were more single people in America than there were married couples. It was the first time since that statistic had been measured starting back in the 1970s. So, for the first time in American history since the 70s, there were more singles than there were married couples. And if you think about that, that's when and where we saw this spike in all of these online dating sites, because people with these dating companies were tapping into the fact that everybody now wanted to get and find their matches, their soulmates, their partners, their lifelong beaux. And so I started offering relationship readiness coaching to help singles get into a mindset of addressing some issues to make them choice and favorite candidates to be in the mix of getting into a new relationship. And so that's what kind of evolved. So I started as doing affirmation cards, to going to life coaching, to going to relationship, to business and career, to relationship readiness. And I say all that to say that in the course of the things that I learned and in all the wonderful experiences I had with this brand new, growing, blossoming coaching client base, I learned a lot, and I started making notes. I started blogging to record the things I was learning and the things that I wanted to use in my sessions with my clients. So I created, at the time, Pathways Coaching Journal. Pathways Coaching Journal, which was the blog exclusively for my coaching practice. And Pathways, to my surprise, took off. We were in the throes of the pandemic. People were locked down. Everybody's time and attention were focused on only a few things. And my journal was ate up. People loved it all across the world. There were some 60 odd countries that people were viewing the content from. So I changed the name from Pathways Coaching Journal to Global Pathways Coaching Journal to better reflect the appeal that we then at the time had garnered. And it's been Global Pathways. So the point for all of this and for this news segment is to get your attention. And once you get to the site, when you find the information you want, because there's so much movement, we produce 4 new blogs a day. We have an early AM edition for the journal. We have an AM edition for the journal. We have a midday edition, and we have an evening edition. So you can be assured to get at least 4 new blogs a day. But we produce so much content that you can expect to get much more than 4 new blogs. I mean, alone during that first wave of the Pathways Journal, I created 300 blogs by myself. I now have some help, and I'm grateful for that. We're going to be leveraging the use of chat CPT, and I'm excited about that because the chat that I use is amazing, and we're going to be able to really deliver really quality-filled, in-depth information on a whole host of topics. We're going to bring these trends and this information to you for the point of serving coaches, new coaches, seasoned, experienced coaches, leaders who are managers and supervisors who use coaching in the workplace, consultants, and lifelong learners. All of these are the segments that we're serving. Coaches, leaders who coach, consultants, and lifelong learners. So there is bound to be something on the Global Pathways Coaching Journal for you and everybody that you know. So when you get out to Global, as often as you choose to visit. Spread the word for us. And when you read something that rings a bell, do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe. So these news segments will be me acquainting you with what's hot, with what's happening, with what's developing, so that you get a chance to do what I did, which is to stay either ahead of the curve or in step with the curve for the sake of your personal professional growth and development. We're here to do those things for you. And right now, at a cost that won't cost you anything except your time. So I promise to take your time and to be the best steward possible to give you the maximum return on the investment that you make in yourself, the time that you spend to visit, to view our content. I know you'll be pleased, and I know you'll be excited about how broad the content is that we offer. So again, James W. Falcon, thank you for these few minutes. Visit us multiple times a day, Global Pathways Coaching Journal, and look for these news snippets so you'll know what's happening and you'll be able to be directed to the information that's going to be best for you. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you and your household peace and power. Thank you.